places that needed control in another manner. I don't know. I'd have to go back and read the cutouts and look at it. But it was, I think if you go back and read it, it's pretty specific, and you can see that it's a very political document.
So he took more power than he should have,
Yeah.
Abraham Lincoln, in writing the Emancipation Proclamation.
Right.
And Trump is doing the same thing now with tariffs.
Well, and
like, what's going to happen?
It's not like most. Basically, Barack Obama was up until, well, actually, probably FDR was the guy who really took off
With the executive orders
arbitrarily.
Well, but there's checks and balances. Executive orders don't really seem to accomplish much. I mean, Trump had an executive order that said like, everyone there's no more voting by mail. We just had an election. We all voted by mail.
Everybody voted by mail.
And like insurance or medical farm companies, pharmaceutical companies can't charge more than they charge other countries for American drugs. No one cares. Like they just like laughed at that. Like, all right, we're done. So they don't really carry a lot of weight. Less and less,
Well,
and especially with the judges shutting down anything he's trying to do.
Anything he says.
So you have very low power. You can't fire anyone.
Well, then the other thing too is what cracks me up is there were executive orders put in place during the Obama and Biden administrations that Trump comes in and overturns. Well, that's executive overturning an executive that is completely within his power.
Yeah.
And there were judges who said, no, you can't do that. I mean, it's utter comedy.
Yeah.
It's absolute comedy.
Well, they did make it where if one local judge or one circuit judge can only affect their district. Right? They can't make a nationwide injunction.
Right, and it should be, and
as it should be, of course. Yeah.
It's once again we're into the I guess the problems of the federalist system.
Right, and maybe democracy. Well, what if they cut out tariffs? They're hearing the argument, I think, right now.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that could have wide-ranging effects because he's trying to use tariffs as a way to end the war in Ukraine by saying, okay, India.
And to manage the idea that tariffs have been used against us all the time.
And make fair trade, but then maybe Congress could do that. Maybe Congress could say, okay, India.
But Congress doesn't do
They
it.
can't act quick. Congress can't do a lot, and so he's trying to use it as leverage to end the Ukraine war. India, you can't buy Russian oil, otherwise we're going to raise your tariffs. So he'll have lost that power, and Congress isn't going to do that. You can't go to Congress and say, okay, pass the legislation to double the tariff. They just can't act that quickly. They just are.
Well, not to mention the fact that it's since it's bifurcated, bipolar.
Mm-hmm.
If you say yes, I say no.
Mm-hmm.
Why?
Yeah.
Have I thought about it?
Orange man bad.
You're wearing the wrong shirt.
Yeah.
I always say no to everything you say yes to. It's
That's
just
right.
what I do.
Yeah. You're right.
And that's
They don't think about it.
That's the way the game has been played for quite a while. Didn't always used to be that way.
Yeah.
But it sure is that way now.
I wonder why. What change happened in society to make it that way? Maybe it's probably news related. The way people ingest their news has become much more polarized. You have one side news, and you're like, you listen to NPR, and it's just
but
like,
we had
oh my god,
one-sided news in the '60s.
Yeah, but
there was really.
But you didn't have. But then you only had one side of the news. You didn't have. You had CBS, and they slanted left, but you didn't have Fox News.
Right. Correct.
So now we got one sided, but we didn't get
Huntley and Brinkley may have been a little bit less left than Walter Cronkite. Walter Cronkite was very definitely a leftist and admitted as much in his later years.
But now everyone watches the news of their if I go at my office, if people come in and we got Fox on, but they hate Fox, Desiree, she's like, she'll put on Fox, which was actually not that bad because maybe a lot of leftists kind of just left the practice with Fox on all the time and makes an easier practice to be in without so many crazies. But you don't want to cut out more than half, 60% of the population by watching.
65% if you look at the vote
In
for
Ventura.
50. 65, 35.
Yeah. So I don't want, like, but it's hard to tell Desiree, like, listen, maybe you shouldn't be having Fox on all the time. I don't know. Business is fine anyway, you know, like, what am I going to do? But it could always be better, you know. But I don't need any more people. But I have a new hygienist in there today. I need to go see her.
Oh, the one you just hired?
I met this one, but yeah, I just hired her. But then there was another one Friday, but she can't make it on Fridays anymore, so I have this other one. So I got to go in and talk to her. Yeah, I know.
Man, I should have been a dental hygienist. You can tell the boss I can't come in today, and the boss just puts up with it.
No, she's not working for me. Like, she was. Who did you have? Do you remember who you had? It was just me, I think, right?
I had.
Yeah.
Well, the last time you did it.
Mm-hmm. But Alba, yeah. So no, she's not the. But that's what they do. They just tell them, like, they say, hey, I got my kid. I got to watch my kid today. What am I gonna do? I don't know. I have one assistant there today because one has a sick kid.
Wow.
It's hard. What am I gonna do? Hire 3 assistants. In the front, I have 2, in case one calls in sick. I will at least have 1 there, because otherwise it's just hell when I don't have 1. But you can get now these remote assistants. Are you familiar with these? Like, you go into a hotel and there's like a screen with somebody on there, and she's like, "Hello, welcome, you know, check in," and it's somebody from the Philippines.
Phone.
Yeah, well, the video conference, and you're phone in the Philippines, and she'll tell you everything you need to know.
But she look at you and.
Yeah, and you could get these virtual assistants for $10 an hour, which is a lot, and no payroll tax, no workers' comp insurance, anything. $10. So, but you'd walk into my dental office and you'd look at a screen, you know, and they would say hello. But I could have 1 plus a screen, and then if the 1 calls in sick, it's just a screen, and they could communicate. That'd be cheaper. It'd save me a little bit of money. On the other hand, I think people like to look at someone in their face. You know?
I do. I mean,
Yeah.
I definitely do.
Yeah.
And
no one wants to deal with that. Like, I went and got a blood draw, and it's just a screen. Like, there's no one up front at Quest.
Yeah, it's true. And they get grumpy when you try to get somebody.
Yeah, because if you have a question like, how do I check it? You know, they're like, they don't got it. They don't pay for that front desk person. But paying for a front desk person, they should have a virtual person there that can talk to the people.
Yeah, and it's amazing to me, specifically at Quest, how difficult their system is, and how often somebody gets there.
Yeah.
Who, you spell your name wrong, or you get the wrong number on your phone, or something like that, and all of a sudden the whole kit and caboodle is.
And you're waiting in line behind that person who doesn't, who
and
can't
they're
figure
always
it out.
old, and I'm old.
Yeah.
So I'm very often the problem.
I've never had a problem there, but I never had any insurance. I just like cash, you know, like it's been very simple. But yeah, the age, man, you know what? Like, you can kind of feel young, but there's tells, you know, like objective realities behind, like, oh, my mile time is not what it used to be, you know, objectively, you know. And then there's other things like, okay, you know, we play this photo roulette game where a photo comes up from your phone, and it comes on everyone's phone, and then they have to guess like whose phone that photo came on. And then you're like, okay, let's see, there's a picture of Kira. She probably, maybe Leilani took that, and then you go down, okay, Lonnie, boop, time's up, you know. But the kids, they get it. The processing speed is really does not. The processing speed slows down precipitously.
Ask them to count change back properly.
Yeah. No, I heard my kid ask Alexa. He's doing math homework. He's in like a high level math. He's doing math homework. Hey, Siri, what's 5 times 25? And I'm like, this is the one with the fast processing speed, right? These are all like, they're all good students, you know. 5 times 25, you ask Alexa for this, you know. But it happens when after you become reliant on your phone for like a map or to memorize a number. Like, you can't get around town. You can get around town because we've been here, you know, but like,
well,
you don't memorize directions like you used to.
That's true. And in fact, I got caught in that the other day. We were can't remember what we were doing. We came home late from over the hill, and it was, I don't know, 8 or 9 o'clock at night,
Mm-hmm.
and it was dark, and we came on a sea of lights, and it was really obvious there was an accident. So I'll just get off the freeway here and traipse over through Oxnard and go down Vineyard Avenue. And all of a sudden I realized, there was a new road. There was already a new road that had been built in there, and I turned on it, and so I ended up wandering through this neighborhood before I got around to what was going to get me around the golf course and over to Vineyard and through and around the traffic, and it probably took me more time than if I just sat in line.
That's what happens, man. I know. But you didn't have your phone to tell you where you
I don't do that.
You don't do directions on your phone?
No.
Ever? Really?
Lorinda does every once in a while.
You just do it by, what are you going to do? Get a map?
I do. I get directions here.